Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Bong from another headlines as usual. Conference seeks opinions on law governed state building project. Republic Korea splashes cash on Vietnamese realty market. And later on, opportunities await aviation and tourism sectors. A conference was held on June 10th to receive opinions of central provinces on the project to build a law-governed state. President Nguyễn Phúc chaired the event. The conference, organized in the central province of Quảng Nam, was the second of its kind to be held, following the first in northern Quảng Ninh province a few days ago. Participants gave opinions about a number of issues such as completing the mechanism for controlling state power, increasing measures to promote people's power, building a state apparatus with civil servants and employees capable of fulfilling their tasks, and boosting the decentralization of power and leaders' accountability. Addressing the meeting, President Phúc stressed that building and perfecting a law-governed socialist state of Vietnam of the people, by the people, and for the people, under the party's leadership, is the focal task during the political system reform process. He asked participants to thoroughly study and popularize the draft project to create consensus among officials and party members about the party and state's viewpoint and directions regarding the project. The National Assembly continued its third session on June 10th. We have more in the following report. The National Assembly discussed investment in Belt Road No. 4 of the Hanoi Capital Region and Belt Road No. 3 of Ho Chi Minh City. According to the government's proposal, the 112.8 km-long Belt Road No. 4 of the Capital Region will traverse Hanoi, Hưng Yên, and Bắc Ninh. Meanwhile, Belt Road No. 3 of Ho Chi Minh City will stretch 76.34 kilometers to Ho Chi Minh City, Dong Nai, Bình Dương, and Long An. A pre-feasibility study report on the two projects said these roads will help boost regional connectivity, urbanization, socio-economic development, as well as the economy's competitiveness. Defense Minister General Phan Van Giang is leading a Vietnamese delegation to the 19th Shangri-La Dialogue from June 10 to 12 in Singapore. On the afternoon of June 10th, Minister Phan Van Giang had bilateral meetings with his Singaporean, US, and Canadian counterparts. At the meeting between Minister Giang and Singaporean Defense Minister Ngang En Han, the two ministers agreed on the direction of cooperation in the coming time, and they exchanged opinions on issues of mutual interest. At the meeting between Minister Giang and U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, they agreed to continue promoting cooperation in the coming time, giving priority to overcoming war consequences. At a meeting with Canadian Defense Minister Anita Anand, Minister Giang affirmed that Vietnam always attaches importance to the comprehensive partnership with Canada, of which defense cooperation is a pillar. The two ministers agreed to continue to prioritize high-level contacts and strengthen cooperation in areas such as consultation, dialogue, training, and UN peacekeeping. Also on the afternoon of June 10th, Minister Phan Van Giang attended an informal meeting between the U.S. Secretary of Defense and the heads of delegations of ASEAN countries. Vietnam is again in the spotlight after Apple's move to shift production activities to this Southeast Asian country, according to TRT World's page of Turkish Radio and Television Corporation.
This move showed that Vietnam has emerged as a preferred manufacturing destination for global tech giants. For the first time, Apple is moving part of its iPad manufacturing out of China, taking them to factories in Vietnam, Nikkei Asia reported on June 1st. The development comes as lockdowns in the Chinese city of Shanghai disrupted supply chains for various tech products, prompting the iPhone maker to find alternatives, it said, adding that an iPad assembler has already built assembly lines in Vietnam. Apple is already sourcing its export of earpieces from the Southeast Asian economy, which has registered sustained economic growth in the past 2 decades. Vietnam has placed itself as a favorable destination for outsourcing manufacturing since the country adopted economic reform in 1980s. The Republic of Korea and Japan, home to some of the biggest technology names, accounted for $376 billion in total FDI poured into Vietnamese manufacturing sector between 2015 and 2020, according to one study.
Vietnam's relative market, in addition to the manufacturing sector, has been attracting significant FDI from the Republic of Korea in recent times, according to a survey by real estate consultancy Southwest Vietnam. The proportion of the Republic of Korea's investment in the market doubled in 2018 compared to the previous year. At the end of 2021, the figure grew 13% from 2020. Savers Vietnam said, following Vietnam's reopening of international flights in the first quarter of this year, Korean firms are seeking opportunities to enter and expand operations in the market. Vietnamese localities near borders and seaports with good transport infrastructure are attractive to investments. In the first 5 months of this year, the Republic of Korea ranked second in investment in Vietnam with over $2.06 billion, up 12.6% year-on-year, according to the Ministry of Planning and Investment. As many as 40.7 million passengers, including 1.8 million foreigners, have gone through airports across the country so far this year. The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam said the figures represented year-on-year rises of over 56% and 900% respectively. The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam said domestic and foreign flights from and to Vietnam carried an estimated 765,000 tons of goods, up over 30% from the same time last year. Domestic carriers served more than 20 million passengers in the reviewed period, up 56% compared to the same time last year. Of them, 667,000 were foreigners. Airports across the country are expected to serve 87.8 million passengers and handle 1.5 million tons of goods this year, up 190% and 5% compared to the same time last year. Vietnam ranks 68th out of 120 countries globally in the Open Budget Survey 2021 of the International Budget Partnership, of 9 notches compared to 2019 and a lift of 23 notches against 2017. The country's budget transparency score in 2021 significantly increased to 44 out of the maximum of 100, marking a rise of 6 points compared to 2019. Furthermore, Vietnam scored 17 out of 100 for public participation and 80 out of 100 for budget oversight, a rise of 6 points and 2 points from 2019 respectively. To further strengthen public participation in the budget-making process, the Open Budget Survey has suggested that the Vietnamese Ministry of Finance prioritize policy mechanisms to monitor budget implementation and actively engaging with vulnerable and underrepresented communities, either directly or through civil society organizations. The International Trade Show on Information Technology, Telecommunication and Electronic Products, known as ICT-Com, and the International Exhibition of Film and Television Technology, or Telefilm Vietnam, opened on June 9th at the Saigon Exhibition and Convention Center.
The shows, despite having a smaller scale compared to before the pandemic, feature nearly 200 booths by more than 150 local and foreign exhibitors. They showcase the latest products and technologies in the telecommunication, IT, media sectors, as well as products, services and technologies used in film and television, TV content and programs, and broadcasting equipment and technology. At Telefilm Vietnam, leading film and television producers as well as distributors from Vietnam and around the world are taking part.
A total of 1,700 cars will be used to make a map of Vietnam at Do Rong International Tourist Area in Do Son District, Hải Phòng City on July 9th. Launched by Autofund, the largest automobile community in Vietnam, the event is expected to set new records in terms of having the most puzzles by cars and a parade featuring the most cars in the country. This will mark the third time that Autofund has implemented a record-breaking program using cars. Previous records were set in 2011 with 135 cars and again 2016 with 480 cars and 35 motorbikes. While shaping the national map is complete, a parachute will pull the national flag from the sky to allow all participants of 1,700 cars to join the national flag salute ceremony. The program is expected to make contribution to boosting tourism development in Hải Phòng City, promoting Vietnam's tourism as a safe and attractive destination, especially for caravan traveling. The UK educational organisation Quarterly Simmons has announced its 2023 QS World Youth City rankings, with 3 Vietnamese youth cities holding their places in the 801 to 1,000 group. The universities listed in the list are the Vietnam National University Hanoi and the Vietnam National University Ho Chi Minh City and Sweden University. The rankings feature over 1,400 prestigious universities from 100 countries and territories based on 6 indicators: academic reputation, employer reputation, faculty per student ratio, citations per faculty, international faculty ratio, and international student ratio. Quarterly Simmons ranking criteria highlight contributions and impacts of the quality of training and research of universities to society and contributions to scientific research activities. Roots Asia 2022, the most prestigious route development forum in the region, was held in the central beach city of Da Nang from June 6 to 8. The event is expected to open up enormous opportunities for the aviation and tourism sectors in the city in particular and in Vietnam in general post-pandemic.
The gathering attracted 500 delegates from 200 allies, airports and aviation service providers in 42 countries and territories all over the world. In addition to seminars, it also hosted some 1,500 meetings on cooperative opportunities.
We have a meeting with a lot of airports and airlines, and we think that India and Vietnam have a very good relationship, and it will be cemented further by having air connectivity. Our airlines are here, and we are exploring a lot of possibility of connecting India with Vietnam.
While traditional markets such as Northeast Asia and the EU still have travel restrictions in place, India, Australia, and Southeast Asia countries are considered markets of potential for Vietnamese tourism post-COVID-19. Many international allies have planned to expand routes to Vietnamese destinations.
After 2 years, like only speaking online, and trying to work together for recovering the capacity and the demand on the aviation sector and building again the tourism. We are very interested to look for more opportunities and to grow in Ho Chi Minh, in Hanoi, and Da Nang as well, try to expand the leisure in Da Nang.
The International Air Transport Association, IATA, has forecasted that Vietnam will cater about 80 million tourists this year, of which 10 million will be international visitors arriving at the country's airports.
We expect international routes to thrive from the third quarter of this year. For instance, routes between the Republic of Korea and Da Nang have bounced back, and European countries are planning to open or reopen routes to the city.
Roots Asia 2022 is expected to be a driving force for Da Nang to achieve its targets in resuming international flights and offering favorable conditions for tourists, businesses, and investors to return to the city.